Welcome to Soul Ascendancy. We are about to explore something that will change your perspective forever. A journey into the realms where fate, destiny, and the divine forces that govern them meet. The story we're diving into is not for the faint of heart. It's for those who seek to understand the deep cosmic forces that shape our lives. If you found your way here, it's no accident. The energy guiding you has brought you to this moment, to this message. As we embark on this exploration together, I encourage you to pause for a moment, take a deep breath, and absorb what's about to unfold. If this resonates with you, don't forget to comment 77 below and subscribe to the Soul Ascendancy channel so you can be part of this awakening. Some people think they can outsmart fate, that they can manipulate the universe to fit their desires. They think they can step into the lives of the chosen ones, challenge their paths, and escape without consequence. But let me tell you, this is not just dangerous, it's reckless. History is filled with those who tried to do the same, and they all paid the price. You see, when you go up against the chosen, you are not just facing an individual, you are challenging the divine. The warnings are always there, sent from a higher power, telling those who would dare to interfere to stay in their lane. But some don't listen. They believe they can push forward, manipulate, and bend the rules, thinking that they will come out on top. But what they don't realize is that every time they try to mess with someone divinely protected, they are not only setting themselves up for failure, they are setting themselves up for a downfall they can't escape. They may think they're being clever, but in reality, they're building their own traps, step by step. At first, it may seem like they're getting away with it. They may feel a rush of success as though they're one step ahead of the game. But the universe has its own plans, and the more they push against it, the closer they get to the inevitable consequences of their actions. Every small success they experience is merely a false sense of control. They think they're outsmarting fate, but in truth, they are unwittingly tightening the noose around their own neck. They don't see that their every attempt to control or manipulate the chosen one is actually sealing their fate. They are so focused on outmaneuvering their target that they fail to see the bigger picture. And then, when it's too late, the trap snaps shut. What they built in the name of success crumbles, and they find themselves caught in the very chaos they tried to create for others. This is the cosmic law at work. What you put out into the universe comes back to you, often in ways you never expected. Now, let's talk about ambition. Many who challenge the chosen do so out of envy, driven by a desire to climb higher in the world. But here's the catch. Ambition rooted in envy never ends well. They don't understand the cost of their actions, blinded by their desire for success at any cost. They may think they're simply pushing someone else aside, out of their way, but they're stepping into a game they don't fully understand. They believe they can outmaneuver the chosen, outshine them, and take what they want. But they don't realize that they are playing with forces far beyond their control. Every small victory they achieve only pulls them deeper into chaos. The ambition that once seemed so powerful begins to unravel, and suddenly, the very things they sought to gain, power, status, influence, slip right through their fingers. It's then that the brutal truth hits them. Their ambition was never truly theirs to control. It was always an illusion, a mask for the insecurity they couldn't hide. They may have thought they could manipulate the world around them, but the cost of their actions is now laid bare. The power they tried to steal, the spotlight they sought, now turns against them. And as they watch everything they worked so hard to build collapse, they are forced to confront the harsh reality that their ambition has led them to a loss far greater than they ever anticipated. When people go up against the chosen, they often don't understand the level of spiritual protection that surrounds them. They may see someone who appears quiet, humble, or unassuming, and assume they're easy to manipulate or overpower. But what they fail to see is the divine armor surrounding the chosen. This isn't just about luck or coincidence. It's about an unseen force, a protective energy that shields the chosen ones from harm. And when someone tries to interfere with this divine alignment, they unknowingly invite that very energy to turn against them. At first, it starts subtly. They may experience a few minor setbacks, frustrations, and obstacles. What they thought were solid plans begin to crumble, and control slips through their fingers. No matter how clever, resourceful, or powerful they think they are, nothing stands up against the spiritual armor that surrounds the chosen. The harder they push, the more intense the backlash becomes. This isn't just karma working quietly in the background, it's an active, powerful force that mirrors their energy back at them. Each attempt to interfere is met with resistance, and they begin to realize that they're up against something far greater than themselves. By the time they realize what they're facing, it's too late. The spiritual armor surrounding the chosen wasn't a myth, it was a real force, and now it's pushing back with full strength. Those who try to exploit what they see as the chosen's weaknesses are often the ones who are most blind to the truth. They believe that kindness is a weakness, that patience means passivity, and that compassion is a door left open for abuse. But what they fail to understand is that these qualities are not flaws, they are strengths, and they have been tested and turned into power. The chosen didn't get to where they are by being naive or weak. Every so-called weakness has been examined and transformed into a lesson, a source of strength. The patience they display is not a lack of backbone, it's an unshakable power that knows when to act and when to hold back. The kindness they show is not an invitation for others to take advantage, it's a conscious choice. A reminder that true power comes from remaining true to oneself, even in the face of adversity. When others try to exploit these qualities, they are the ones who end up exposed, their insecurities laid bare for all to see. The chosen, meanwhile, remain untouched by the pettiness of it all, standing firm in their truth. Finally, we're witnessing a time where the cycle of karma is speeding up. The actions that were once allowed to unfold slowly are now met with swift and undeniable consequences. Those who think they can act without consequence are finding themselves caught off guard, watching their actions rebound almost immediately. Karma is no longer waiting. The universe is moving faster, demanding accountability for every action, every intention. Those who sought to bring harm to the chosen can no longer escape the reality of what they've set in motion. Every attempt to dodge responsibility is met with a harsher consequence, and they are left with no choice but to face the truth of their actions. This is the moment of reckoning for those who thought they could manipulate the divine, who believed they could control others' destinies. The forces they tried to manipulate are now turning against them, revealing the emptiness of their illusions. The empire they built on manipulation and control is crumbling, piece by piece, as everything they relied on slips away. They are left to witness the complete undoing of everything they thought they had mastered. There is no escape. The world spins in a cycle of chaos, and yet the chosen ones walk through it with a peace that seems almost impossible to understand. But this peace is not a sign of passivity, it is the calm before a storm that cannot be controlled. Those who are chosen are not exempt from the harshness of this world. Rather, they are destined to rise above it, to become the embodiment of a divine plan that the rest of the world can barely comprehend. What you may not realize is that the chosen ones are not just people walking aimlessly through life. Every step they take is guided by a higher purpose, a blueprint that is far beyond their control. It's not something that can be altered by anyone who dares to stand in their way. But what happens when others don't see this? What happens when those who are blinded by their own pride, their own insecurities, or their own need for control try to interfere with that divine blueprint? It begins subtly, a slight disturbance, a whisper of negativity, a moment of envy that goes unnoticed. But as time passes, this darkness grows. It spreads like wildfire, devouring everything in its path, leaving nothing but ashes behind. Those who try to control the chosen ones, to manipulate their path, to make them doubt their purpose, never realize that in doing so, they are simply accelerating their own downfall. The chosen have a gift that others do not. They have the power to stand firm in the face of chaos, to remain unshaken when the world around them crumbles. You see, those who act in secrecy, who scheme in the shadows, They think they are untouchable. They believe that because their actions are hidden, they are beyond reproach. But the chosen ones see through it all. Their connection to a higher awareness, a spiritual intuition that cuts through deception, allows them to understand when they are being targeted, even if they cannot yet see the specifics. And when they do, when the light is finally cast upon those hidden intentions, there is no escape. The chosen do not need to confront their enemies directly, for the truth will always reveal itself. And when it does, there is nothing left to hide. But here's the thing. Those who try to play these small power games with the chosen never realize that they are stirring something far more powerful than they can understand. The chosen may appear calm, composed, and peaceful, but they are not passive. They are connected to a force greater than anything the world can offer. Their very presence shifts the energy of the room, the environment, the very fabric of reality around them. When others try to manipulate, to control, to outsmart, they are not playing games. They are awakening a force that cannot be contained. They thought they could win with tricks, with schemes, with deceit. But in reality, they were poking a bear they could never control. The consequences are not just small setbacks. They are life-altering. What seemed like harmless manipulation is now the catalyst for their undoing. And as they watch, helpless, they realize that the power they thought they could control is now out of their hands. It's a force of nature. It's unstoppable. And when they try to rewrite the divine blueprint of the chosen, they only accelerate their own fall. They cannot alter what was written long before they even existed. The chosen are not simply people to be moved or manipulated. They are the embodiment of destiny, of a plan that is far bigger than any individual. To try and change that is not just futile, it is destructive. And the more they try to push the chosen off course, the more they derail themselves. The consequences they face are not just failures, they are catastrophic. Those who become addicted to negativity, who let envy consume them, who can't help but resent the chosen for their success, do not realize that their actions are not just an inconvenience, they are poisoning themselves. Every negative thought, every envious glance, every attempt to tear down the chosen only serves to erode their own peace. It twists their perception of the world and distorts their reality. What started as a fleeting moment of jealousy becomes a full-blown addiction, a force that controls them, that eats away at their joy, their clarity, and their very sense of self. The more they indulge in this darkness, the more it devours them. They become trapped in their own bitterness, unable to escape the bitter grip of their own negativity. The very things they sought to use as weapons against the chosen become the prison in which they live, and in the end, they realize, too late, that they have lost everything. Their happiness, their identity, their peace. It is all gone, replaced by an insatiable hunger for something they can never have. The darkness they tried to wield has turned back on them. But there is a warning in all of this. When the chosen offer a warning, it is not a threat, it is a gift. It is an opportunity for others to step back, to reconsider their path before it is too late. The chosen see the bigger picture. They understand the greater purpose. They offer those who oppose them a chance for redemption, a chance to change course, to reflect before they dig themselves deeper into the hole of their own making. But far too often, those on the other side misinterpret this gift. They see it as weakness, as a sign that the chosen can be challenged, defeated, manipulated. They ignore it. They push forward, arrogantly believing that they are immune to the consequences of their actions. And when the consequences finally come, they realize the truth too late. The warning was never a threat. It was a turning point, a chance to change. But now, the door is closed. The moment is gone, and they are left to face the reality of their own decisions. Those who tried to manipulate, control, or outsmart the chosen never understood what they were dealing with. They thought they could break the chosen, but what they were truly up against was a force far greater than they could ever comprehend. Every attempt to derail the chosen only fueled the unstoppable power within them. And now, as the consequences unfold, those who tried to take down the chosen are left to face the truth. They cannot escape the force of fate. The universe has a way of restoring balance, and in the end, it is those who tried to stand in the chosen one's way who will fall. If you felt the power of this message, if it resonated with you on a deep level, take a moment, comment 77 below. Let me know you're here and that you understand the truth. And don't forget to subscribe to Soul Ascendancy. This journey is far from over. And if you are listening to this, you are part of something far greater than you can see right now. You are one of the chosen. Don't let the world fool you. Stay connected, stay strong, and keep walking your path. The forces that protect you are unstoppable, and the light you carry will shine through even the darkest times. Subscribe now, and stay tuned for more revelations. The universe is on your side. It's crucial to understand that the path of the chosen is not just one of strength, but one of divine purpose. There are many who believe they can manipulate the forces of fate, that they can bypass the natural course of things by hiding in shadows, playing games of deceit, or acting out of envy. But in reality, this illusion of control is nothing more than a fleeting moment in time. As the universe continues its steady, unwavering course, those who operate outside of their higher calling will find themselves unraveling, just as those who oppose the chosen are now seeing the consequences of their actions unfold before them. The chosen, though they may appear calm and composed on the surface, should not be mistaken for being passive or unaware of the world around them. Beneath their tranquil demeanor lies a profound wisdom that is deeply ingrained within them, an awareness that is sharp and unwavering, capable of seeing beyond the illusions of the material world. This awareness is not something superficial. It is a powerful force that governs their actions and decisions, guiding them with an insight that transcends ordinary understanding. They are not easily swayed by the opinions or actions of others, because their connection to something far greater than themselves provides them with a steady foundation that cannot be disrupted by external forces. Their energy is not simply a reflection of a peaceful mind or a calm spirit. It is much more than that. It is the manifestation of a deep and sacred connection to a divine source, one that many do not understand and few can comprehend. This source is not of this world, and it is not bound by the constraints of time or space. It is an eternal presence, a divine power that flows through the chosen, filling them with strength, purpose, and clarity. It is from this connection that they draw their resilience, their wisdom, and their unshakable resolve. This connection provides them with a sense of inner knowing that guides them along their path, even in the face of adversity or uncertainty. For those who do not possess this connection, it may seem as though the chosen are simply fortunate or blessed with an unusual ability to remain calm and composed in difficult situations. But the truth is that it is not luck or chance that guides them. It is the divine energy that courses through them, an energy that is aligned with a higher purpose. The chosen do not rely on external circumstances or material wealth for their strength. They are grounded in a higher truth that cannot be easily shaken. They carry a power that transcends human limitations, and it is from this power that they derive their strength and their sense of direction in life. This connection to the divine is not something they actively seek. It is simply a natural part of their being. It is a calling that they feel deep within their soul, a knowing that they are part of something much greater than themselves. And while others may struggle to understand or recognize this source of strength, the chosen know that it is what sustains them, what empowers them to remain steady and resolute, no matter what challenges they may face along the way. No matter how hard others might try to influence or divert them, the chosen are steadfast in their journey, firmly guided by a divine blueprint that is unique to them alone. This blueprint is not a mere plan or goal that can be altered by the whims of others. It is a sacred path that is intricately designed and woven into the very fabric of their being. It is not something that can be manipulated, rewritten, or tampered with by external forces. The chosen are not wandering aimlessly, nor are they subject to the whims of those who seek to control or steer them off course. Their path is a divine calling, and they walk it with the quiet assurance that it has been set before them for a purpose far greater than they could possibly understand. This blueprint is not something that can be altered by mere force, and anyone who attempts to change its course will ultimately find themselves in conflict with the natural order of things. While those who wish to control the chosen may believe they can rewrite their story, they fail to recognize that this blueprint is invincible, etched into the very core of the chosen's existence. The more they attempt to interfere, the more they will face the inevitable consequences of their misguided actions. The attempt to dominate or disrupt the chosen's path, to impose their own agenda upon someone who is divinely guided, only serves to bring about their own undoing. This lesson is not one that is easily grasped by those who stand in opposition to the chosen. Often, they refuse to acknowledge the futility of their attempts, blind to the fact that their actions are only pushing them further away from their own true purpose. They may believe that their manipulation or interference will succeed, that they can outsmart the chosen and force them to submit to their will. However, what they fail to see is that every move they make to derail the chosen is not only in vain but also a distraction from their own path. They become entangled in their own web of lies, deceit, and manipulation, and as they attempt to pull the chosen off their divine path, they find themselves spiraling further away from their own true destiny. This is where the tragedy lies. In their efforts to break the chosen, they break themselves. The more they push against the flow of the chosen's divine blueprint, the more they pull themselves away from their own purpose in life. They become lost in the noise and chaos of their misguided choices, trapped in a cycle that only leads to their self-destruction. It is a path of relentless resistance, and they are blind to the fact that it is their own refusal to accept the power of the divine blueprint that will be their undoing. As time passes, those who fight against the chosen realize, often too late, that their struggle has been futile. No matter how many forces they align against them, no matter how many schemes they devise to undermine the chosen's path, they cannot alter what is divinely destined. The chosen are not simply victims of others' manipulations. They are guided by something much larger than any human ambition. When others attempt to derail them, they only find themselves caught in a destructive pattern, one that leads them further and further from their true purpose. And so, those who choose to challenge the chosen must come to terms with the fact that they are fighting against an immutable force. The more they try to push the chosen off course, the more they will lose their own way, unraveling the fabric of their own destiny with every action. In the end, the blueprint cannot be broken or rewritten. It is divinely ordained, and any attempt to disrupt it only results in personal destruction. Those who fail to see this truth will eventually face the consequences of their misguided choices, often too late to turn back, realizing too late that their efforts were never about the chosen at all, but about their own inability to accept the divinely guided path of another. This is not a lesson that can be learned in an instant. It requires deep introspection and the willingness to confront one's own limitations. But for those who continue to challenge the chosen, the message remains clear: you cannot alter what is meant to be. The more you push, the more you will lose. The divine blueprint for the chosen cannot be derailed, and any attempt to do so only leaves you lost in a maze of your own making, far from the true purpose you are meant to fulfill. The truth is, when you are walking a path of divine purpose, you are never truly alone, even when the world around you may seem dark or uncertain. You are held in the embrace of a force much greater than anything that can be seen or touched, one that has been guiding you from the moment you set foot on your journey. This force transcends human understanding, a presence that cannot be manipulated, dismissed, or altered by those who seek to control or harm you. It is not a mere concept or abstract idea. It is real, tangible, and undeniably present in every step you take. This is the force that propels the chosen forward, that provides protection from those who wish to see them falter, and that ensures that any forces of malice or manipulation are held accountable. For those who walk the path of the chosen, the knowledge that they are supported by a divine force is not a comfort that comes from an easy life, but from the unwavering certainty that they are not subject to the whims of others. It is an assurance that no matter how much resistance they face, no matter how many forces attempt to derail them or push them off course, they are aligned with something far more powerful than any adversary. The divine purpose that drives them is not just a personal mission. It is part of a much grander design. And this design is protected by forces that operate outside the realm of human understanding. These forces are not passive or indifferent. They are active participants in the journey of the chosen, guiding them, protecting them, and ensuring that their path unfolds according to the divine blueprint set out for them. This energy is not merely an invisible hand pushing them forward. It is an active force of protection, of guidance, and of intervention when necessary. It moves in ways that may not always be immediately apparent, but it is always present, ensuring that those who are aligned with their true purpose will not falter, no matter how great the obstacles that stand in their way. And yet, for those who choose to act with malice, manipulation, or control over the chosen, the universe is not silent. In fact, when these forces overstep their bounds and attempt to derail the chosen from their path, there is a cosmic response that steps in to restore balance. The universe does not allow for the unchecked abuse of power, and when those who seek to manipulate or harm others push too far, they are not left unchallenged. There is a force that ensures justice is served, even when it seems like the scales are tipped in favor of the oppressor. The universe has a way of restoring order, of righting the wrongs that have been done, and of ensuring that those who act with ill intent face the consequences of their actions. This is a force of divine justice, one that is impartial and inevitable. No one can escape its reach when they act out of alignment with the greater good, and those who try to use power for selfish reasons will find that their actions eventually turn back on them. The consequences may not always be immediate, but they are inevitable. The universe does not allow for malice and manipulation to go unchecked, and when those who seek to harm others push too far, they will ultimately face the repercussions of their actions. This divine justice is not about revenge or punishment for its own sake. It is about balance. It is about restoring equilibrium in the face of injustice. When someone seeks to manipulate, harm, or control another, they create an imbalance, one that the universe will always work to correct. It is not a personal vendetta against the oppressor, but a cosmic law that ensures fairness and the rightful restoration of order. The chosen may be the recipients of this divine protection, but the universe's intervention is not limited to them. It operates in all corners of existence, ensuring that the forces of darkness and malice cannot overpower the forces of light and divine will. For those who walk the path of the chosen, this knowledge brings peace. They do not need to fight back against their oppressors with the same methods, for they understand that the universe will step in when necessary. They do not need to waste their energy on vengeance or revenge, for they know that the balance will be restored in its own time. The chosen are not alone in their journey, and they never have to bear the burden of fighting their battles alone. The divine forces that support them are always at work, ensuring that no evil goes unchecked and no malice goes unpunished. This is not a lesson for those who oppose the chosen, but a reminder that they cannot escape the consequences of their actions. The universe does not tolerate manipulation or cruelty, and those who engage in such behavior will eventually find themselves facing the fallout of their choices. The divine justice that governs the universe is not something that can be ignored or outrun. It is inevitable, and it will always find its way back to those who deserve it. In the end, the chosen do not have to prove anything. They do not need to fight for their place or defend themselves from those who wish to tear them down. They are protected by a divine force, one that ensures that their purpose is fulfilled and that those who stand against them will face the consequences of their actions. The more others push against them, the more they find themselves caught in the web of their own wrongdoings. The chosen's path is divinely protected, and any attempt to disrupt it will only result in the self-destruction of those who try to intervene. The divine forces that guide and protect them will always restore balance, and the chosen will continue to walk their path, guided by a force that is greater than anything the world can offer. There is no hiding from the truth. Those who think they can continue operating in the shadows behind closed doors, manipulating the world around them, will find themselves exposed. It doesn't matter how clever they think they are, or how carefully they hide their intentions, the chosen can see through the darkness. It is not a matter of confrontation, but of divine awareness. The truth always comes to light, and when it does, the ones who tried to hide in secrecy will be left to face the consequences of their actions, no longer shielded by the illusion of control. For those who have tried to manipulate, to outsmart, or to control, the realization will hit hard. The games they played, the lies they told, the manipulations they attempted, none of it mattered in the end. They were not playing with someone who could be easily swayed or dominated. They were dealing with forces that transcend the limits of human understanding, and in trying to play small power games, they have stirred something far greater than they could have imagined. Now they must face the full force of their misguided actions. It is not just a lesson for those who oppose the chosen. It is a reminder to all of us that the universe operates on a higher level. We cannot always see the full picture, but there are forces at work in the background that are guiding us, protecting us, and holding us accountable for our choices. The chosen are not just individuals walking a path. They are expressions of divine will, manifestations of a higher purpose. And when we try to disrupt that purpose, we are not just setting ourselves up for failure, we are disrupting the very flow of the universe itself. As we look at the story of the chosen and those who oppose them, we see that there is always a balance. Those who walk with grace and wisdom, who trust in the divine blueprint, will always be supported. But those who seek to manipulate, control, or destroy will find that their actions are met with consequences that they cannot escape. It is the law of cause and effect, the law of karma, playing out in real time. No matter how clever or powerful someone may believe themselves to be, they cannot escape the consequences of their actions, and when that moment of reckoning comes, it will be undeniable. The power of the chosen lies not in their ability to fight back or seek revenge, but in their ability to stand firm in their truth. They do not need to raise their voice, to lash out, or to confront directly. Their presence alone is enough to reveal the truth and to expose those who would seek to do harm. The forces that protect them are greater than any force that could be wielded by those who stand against them. And in the end, it is the chosen who remain standing, unshaken, unbroken, while those who tried to destroy them are left to pick up the pieces of their own shattered lives. This is the reality of the divine journey. It is not always easy, and it is not always understood by others. But those who walk the path of the chosen are not meant to be understood by everyone. They are here to fulfill a purpose that transcends the limitations of the world around them. And as they continue on their path, they are supported by forces that are beyond the comprehension of those who oppose them. It is a journey of strength, resilience, and divine protection. If you have felt the power of this message, if you recognize the truth in every word, it is time to embrace your own divine path. Trust that you are supported, that you are guided, and that your purpose is greater than anything anyone can try to do to stop you. The forces that protect you are always with you, and the universe will always restore balance when the time is right. The ones who sought to manipulate, control, or destroy will ultimately face the consequences of their actions, while you will continue on your path, unshaken and unbroken. If you resonated with this message, I invite you to take a moment to reflect on your own journey. Comment 77 below and subscribe to the Soul Ascendancy channel. Because this journey is just beginning, you are not alone and you are not powerless. You are a part of something much greater, and the forces that are with you will always guide you toward your highest purpose. Keep walking, keep trusting, and know that everything you need is already within you.